Let's talk about the power rankings and how Bobby has them here. I'm going to read them out to you. I'm going to do something different this week because I'm sort of trying to zoom out from it a little bit, and it is sort of broken up into only like 3 tiers. So 10 Chargers,
Mm-hmm.
9 Broncos,
Mm-hmm.
8 Ravens, 7 Packers, 6 Vikings, 5 Steelers, 4 Eagles, 3 Bills, 2 Chiefs, 1 Lions. Now, we'll start with the bottom tier, which I think is 7 through 10. The Packers, the Ravens, the Broncos, the Chargers. That's 1 9-4 team and 3 8-5 teams.
Yep.
The Packers lost a close game to what the number 1 team on the list, so I think it's fair that they're there. The Ravens had a bye week, so it's possible to lose that in the context of the power rankings, but they seem to be surviving. They have the Giants next, and they're probably going to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos are also coming off a bye, and they're playing the Colts next. I would probably bet on the Broncos for that.
Right.
And then the Chargers, I think just won a bit of a sort of a spiritual battle against the Chiefs. So let's start with them. What do you make so far? I mean, I've been waxing lyrical about Harbaugh being down there because I wanted Harbaugh in Chicago. And I think that's a season I wish that we were having, just a solid defense and like working it out with your QB and trying to play to his strengths. And it might not be this year, but it seems like he could maybe do something in the future. What do you make of that Chargers team? I wouldn't want to see him in the playoffs personally. I'd rather see a team like the Broncos. I'd rather see a team like the Packers. I wouldn't want to see the Chargers in the playoffs right now if I was any one of those top seeds.
I feel like historically, and I mean when I say historically, I'm like the last 20 years, they usually do well in December. Ironically, because they're
a San Diego team, yeah. And it was LA.
So for some reason they play better in December. It didn't always translate in January, but I mean, I'm like in the Phillip Rivers era, they always played well in December, and then they would sputter out come January. But I think this team kind of mirrors those teams of the past. I think they're super talented. I think that they can find a way to win a wild card week game, especially if Herbert catches fire. The kid from Georgia, the rookie from Georgia looks really good. Lam McConkey. Who also should have been a Patriot, but once again, I'm not going to open up that wound right now. But yeah, he's Quentin Johnson now looking respectable. Is Jordan Palmer or Trey Palmer? I think it's Trey Palmer. He's the guy that's coming alive with them. So yeah, like they're doing just fine. I know they lost J.K. Dobbins again. We talk about Tour retiring. J.K. Dobbins made me to call it a career. Like I say, he just keeps getting terrible injury. It's just like enough may be enough. And I don't know how much more mentally he could take, honestly. He might just, put him in coaching and do something like that. But on the field, I think he's done. But needless to say, I think they're a good team. I feel you. I agree with you that, they're a team you may not want to see. But, they'll still be in the 7 to 10 range, at season's end, in my opinion.
So you think the Broncos and the Chargers are probably going to be some variation of the 6th and 7th team going in the AFC playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, right now, if it ended today, the Chargers would play the Steelers. The Broncos would play the Bills. If I'm the Bills or the Steelers, I'd rather see the Chargers. I'd rather see the Broncos, personally. Do you agree?
I mean, sure. I mean, especially when, you're not expecting. Now, I feel like Sean Payton is a better coach than Sean McDermott, though, if that's the case. I'd actually trust Sean Payton to make the right call at the final part of the game than Sean McDermott. We're seeing Buffalo.
It is interesting. The AFC coaching picture is so funny.
Mm-hmm. But we're seeing Buffalo be in some great duels and just continuously come up short. Doesn't matter who they face, unfortunately.
If they have potentially, the Buffalo Bills might see Tomlin, Peyton, or one of the Harbaugh brothers.
That's tough. That's
what the Buffalo Bills are looking at right now, as it stands.
Mm-hmm. I mean, unless they won out, and
they're hoping for D'Amico Ryans at this point. As it stands right now, they're hoping for a fucking D'Amico Ryans matchup with the Saints. If you're the Bills, like that's not good. If 4 out of the 5 teams you might potentially play in the first round have better coach than you, ooh, you're looking at Buffalo Bills everywhere, all over everything, aren't you?
What? Yeah, but I mean, just like that take I said about Mike McDaniel a couple of weeks ago with you, I feel that Sean McDermott's on the hot seat too.
You think?
Yeah, because if you can't have the caliber quarterback that he's had and not at least get to another AFC championship game. I think they haven't been to the one since 2020, I think. If I'm not mistaken. They went to one in 2020 with no fans. And,
But
you know,
isn't
so
that crazy where your offensive coordinator is like one of the more highly touted head coaching prospects? Like Joe Brady could potentially have one of like 8 jobs in this offseason.
mhm.
And you're saying his boss is going to get fired? Like if you're the Buffalo Bills, do you just fucking keep
I
him?
mean, I guess if you're looking to keep the continuity and also keep Josh Allen happy, then I think
He's
you
got
go.
Josh Allen playing some of the best football of his career. He's a dark horse MVP candidate, which I don't think we're gonna have time to talk about
Yeah,
today, but I wanted to get your take on that.
I mean, when you are responsible for all 6 touchdowns, like he's. But once again, this goes back to what Craig and I said at the beginning of this show when we started in 2020. We adamantly said Josh Allen will be the best quarterback in this division when Brady leaves. And he's been nothing short of that. He is a phenomenal, phenomenal player. And if Drake May could be 15% of what Josh Allen has become, I'll be happy. I'll be happy because he's in that same build. He's not as big as Josh Allen, but he's about 6'4". But Josh Allen is a man out there amongst boys. And the dude just gets whatever
He's playing out of his fucking mind. I couldn't even believe he played that good and still lost that game. Like
I just
I understand, quite frankly, keeping the Bills where they are in the power rankings because
yeah.
that offense is out of control.
Yeah, I wonder, and that's what guys coming in and out. Like they lost Keon Coleman, they haven't always had Amari Cooper. I think they lost Dawson Knox. Like, I know Shakira's been really good, but they just, like I said, they've had multiple, parts. This kind of reminds me of the year that the Lions had lost Calvin Johnson, and people was like, how do you replace Calvin Johnson? And Matthew Stafford said, watch this, and the dude went ballistic. Obviously, Lions weren't that good of a team, but it was because of number 9.
Yeah.
But he was all over the place. So, excuse me. So I love seeing those guys sling it all over the over the field. So, but yeah, he's special. I wouldn't be shocked if he wins MVP. He would deserve it. But I know Lamar was an early favorite, but they've taken a step back in recent weeks. So I think that if Buffalo continues to play and Josh Allen continues to play that way, yeah, at season's end when the NFL Honor Show comes up in February for the Super Bowl, yeah, he should be getting his first MVP trophy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if you're the Ravens right now with former league MVP Lamar Jackson, you're 8-5, and you're in the Shark Tank too. I mean, the Broncos, the Chargers, the Ravens, and the Texans are all 8-5. The Bills and the Steelers are 10-3, and the Chiefs are 12-1. So, the Texans aren't looking like world beaters like maybe we thought they were, but they're still going to be probably the 4th seed, maybe the 5th, 6th would probably be a big drop from this point forward. But if you're the Ravens, like, you're swimming with sharks at this point.
They'll be in the top 4.
Oh, that's right. Of course. Yeah. They're definitely going to win their division.
Yeah.
It's looking like, right? Yeah. Let me look at it in the divisional section here. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be in the top 4, but I mean, any of those 8-5 teams could all swap places. Broncos, Chargers, Ravens. I don't think you want to see any of them if you're the Texans, to be totally honest with you. Probably Broncos the most out of all 3, but that's going to be rough.
Love to see Baltimore, Houston in the first round. I would love to see that match.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. That's how it is right now. If it ended today.
Yeah.
So that would be pretty cool.
Fans want to see it, but as a fan looking in that has no dog in the fight, I would love to see Baltimore, Houston. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. I wouldn't mind Pittsburgh, Baltimore, to be honest with you. If Pittsburgh had the home field advantage, I feel like that would be a banger too. Let's look at the NFC in the same context. If it ended today, the Lions would get the bye. The Commanders would play the Eagles. That'd be an interesting situation to see play out. I mean, conceivably, since the Commanders have sort of gone on a downtrend, you look at the Eagles. I mean, I don't know if I really buy all the locker room drama stuff. It seems like it might have been a little bit overblown this week, all that stuff. But do they or do they not look like the team that would blow it right now in the NFC? But the Cowboys not really in the conversation. The Cowboys that take that mantle every single year, which is like, we're going to go and lay a fucking egg in the first round. Like, we're really going to show you like how to fuck something up. That's been their thing. With the Sirianni factor, with the way that Philadelphia is as sort of an NFL institution, take that how you will. I know how you're going to take it, right? Which is how I meant it. Do you see them? Could they potentially explode against the Commanders in the first round? Because I really, of all the big fuck ups, I could really see that happening.
So that would be beautiful. It really would be.
I mean, it also could be the Packers. who will love handing teams like, early playoff losses.
With any team that we saw last year that can find a way to smack you on the road, it could be them. So we'll see. But I don't think I think they speaking of the Packers over. I think they wouldn't go past the division round in my opinion. Right? I don't think they go any further
Right.
than that.
No, same. Yeah.
Unless some things fell in their favor. But anyways,
But to see your divisional opponent in the Commanders, if you're Philadelphia, to see those fuckers show up, like it's not going to feel good.
I would love to see that fall now. And now we opened up the show talking about Kendrick and Drake, but we did later on speak about Bill Belichick. Could you imagine if he did UNC like the way he did the Jets? And Sirianni gets fired, and right, and he says, And Jeffrey Lurie calls him and says, "Hey, I know you're down there.
You signed that shit yet? You signed that contract yet?"
He's like, "As I know you in Chapel Hill, I know you're helping them recruit, but I'm gonna let go of Nick Sirianni. Come get these last 15 here. Go out a legend."
Oh my God, he would absolutely win a Super Bowl with that team. He would absolutely fucking win a Super Bowl with that team.
Absolutely.
They should have done that shit this last year.
He should have, but I mean, I said Jeffrey Lurie didn't part ways, and Howard Roseman didn't part ways with Sirianni. I don't know why. I feel like he's been on the hot seat, but once again, but Philly's been relevant really the last.
Their roster is sick, dude. It's so good. Their biggest problem that they have is drama coming out that like one of their stud wide receivers doesn't get enough targets. Like it's not a bad problem to have.
So someone, I won't say their name because it's I don't really want to name on the show, but one of my homeboys said, and I laughed. I thought this was one of the funniest comments ever. He called Jalen Hurts the Black Alex Smith. What are your thoughts?
Oh my God. I don't agree at all by initial reaction. I
said, "Oh my God!" Like I said, "Ouch!" I'm like, I don't know if that's a great comparison. I get why he said it, but I was just like, wow. I'm like the Black.
I understand what he's comparing. It's just that like, no, they're not at all the same QB. I understand what he's saying in that it's like you're not talented enough to be the center of attention, right? You're not talented enough to have the whole sort of offense built around you. And I feel like there's a lot of, I don't want to criticize Jalen Hurts for playing well. That's just dumb. Like he's had a good year, and it's probably just been annoying to me that like Saquon's not getting like the amount of touchdowns he should probably have because like Jalen Hurts fucking vultures them at the line, and the whole butt push thing was like really annoying to me. Like it was like, I don't know, it feels dumb and cheap. That being said, like, I don't know, he's sort of undeniably like having a great year. So it's like hard for me to shit on him. Is he my favorite quarterback? No. Does that have a lot to do with him playing in Philadelphia? Yeah. Do I think he's a lot better than Alex Smith? Yes. Like, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, I laugh hysterically. So this season, so he's at 2,602 yards and 16 touchdowns, 5 picks. So that is very Alex Smith like.
Yeah, but what about all the yards on the ground?
Yeah, I mean, no. Well, I mean, Alex Smith was a pretty good runner.
Not like that. Not like that.
Not the level of what Hurts is going to say, but like if you needed for him to go, let's say 4 rushes for like 45 yards, he could do that in his prime. Especially in the San Francisco days. So I remember that play actually that he had to get Sean Payton. Remember that long run he had in the playoffs against the Saints where he scored a winning touchdown.
Yeah, but Hurts has got like 7 rushing TDs this year.
Oh no, that's mainly because of the goal line stuff. Like he's not running 40 yards for a touchdown. That's not his game.
No, I know, but he's like the way that he's factoring in the way that he uses his feet, the way like when and where he chooses to use his feet.
Yeah,
this year, I think
definitely
he's
more
effective.
for sure. But I once again just for my entertainment, I thought that was hilarious. I had to bring that.
I also don't think he has the same arm. I'm just saying. I don't see fucking. I feel like Hurts.
Alex Smith was the number 1 pick. It's like so there
was. I know. It's just that like Alex Smith, like I don't know. Maybe he's right. Maybe he's right, and Alex Smith is just too white in my head, and I just can't like compute it. I just can't make it work in my head. I don't know.
I think the problem is it's funny. Welcome to the Alex Smith hour, right? But he had too many coaches early on that we never really saw his full potential until a guy named Jim Harbaugh came over there and he actually looked good before he moved on to Kaepernick. So, and then obviously, Andy Smith survived his career in Kansas City before getting Mahomes. So yeah, I mean that he better be thankful for Harbaugh and Reed because it saved his career. But yeah, I thought that was funny. But needless to say, they should get the job done. I'm with AJ Brown. Get him the ball. Get Devontae Smith the ball. Get Guarded the ball. Those guys should be involved because AJ Brown is a monster. There's a reason why you traded for him and gave him $100 million deal.
No, 100%.
Give him the ball.
I mean, I think that what I'm seeing, yeah. But I think that what I'm seeing though is that like last year his safety valve was that he could throw it up to him, like down the sideline at any point, and he would probably go catch it, right? Like, and I just think that Hurts has actually made some progress at the quarterback position this year. I think his ability to like make decisions has gotten better. I think that like when he chooses to run, like granted, like this is a glut of games that I'm kind of pulling from where he essentially had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good games in a row. And that was against the Browns, the Giants, the Bengals, the Jags, and the Cowboys. Not, it's a good year to play the Cowboys, right? So yes, it's like, is it absolutely crazy to say that like he's having a good year? No, he had a few good games against maybe some shitty teams, but I don't know. If I thought about it and I had to pick one of the two guys to like build my franchise around, I think we pick Jalen Hurts like 10,000 times out of 10,000. But maybe I'm razzled by the dazzle. Maybe
and for those when you listen back to this, whether it be on audio or on the YouTube version, because we are now on Spotify, you can leave comments on the show. So if you listen to audio, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you think that Alex Smith.
It just seems like the more you talked, the more it started to sort of make sense. But it sounded like such an outrageous like accusation at the very beginning. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so in the NFC, that's fun. Commanders play the Eagles. That could be fun. If it ended today, the Packers would play the Seahawks. I don't know. I wouldn't want to play the Seahawks right now. They seem a little bit on the resurgence side. They seem to be sitting pretty at number 1 in their division. I don't know if I'd want to play them.
I mean, if you listen, I don't know if it was the show I did this week or it might have been with you last week. I can't remember because the days are blended together. It's amazing that with a rookie coach, they're 8-5.
I think he's pretty good though.
I know, but
especially I'm just following up Pete Carroll.
Fuck, that's what I'm saying. You follow a legend.
No, right. Oh, you're mad. Yeah, you're mad about the Patriots.
Fuck. You follow a legend. You follow a legend, and you're knocking at the door of the playoffs. You have Geno Smith as your quarterback. Geno Smith is not Russ. Geno Smith is not Matt Hasselbeck. Geno Smith is not Jim Zorn. He's not any of those guys from Seattle that were great. So it's like, wait a minute. Like this man's coming in here and you're 8-5 and you got I love Kenny Walker. Like I'm a Kenny Walker fan. I think he's a really good running back. I'm just a running back guy on this show anyways. Like I'm always going to root for the running backs. But you got Kenny Walker, you got JSN from Ohio State, you got DK Metcalf, you still got the veteran Tyler Lockett. So they have an offense there and you don't know anyone really on their defense, but they're finding a way. So it's just like I said, it's just really infuriating.
Yeah.
To take over for a guy that's been there for years and you're knocking at the door. But hey, we got the lighthouse everyone. So congratulations, Pastor Reggie. Great. What a joke.
It does feel like our respective franchises should have had different seasons, and there's teams out there having the season that we should be having.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
And the only thing standing in the way of that usually is incompetence. The thing that seems to always ring that same bell every year is that somebody incompetent is probably running the show, and you might need to make a change higher up. And you think that's true of my team, that's true of your team, that's true of a lot of the teams on the end. We've discussed a lot of the elite teams. If the season ended now, there'd be a lot of fun matchups. If the season ended now, we would be sad. We have more games to play. We got to see more. It's shaping up nicely though.